Chris, one of the things that you sent through by email before this chat was this idea of comparing the rental cost versus the interest cost and not the total repayment. Can you explain what you meant by that? Is that only for interest-only loans, or can you just
Yeah, it's
explain that to us?
I think the thing people misunderstand is that I don't really like these property myths that society put in you. Like property never fails, what it goes up doubles in every 7 years. You can never lose your property. Like this is what a lot of our parents and our parents, perpetuate in society. The media does, etc. One of the things is rent money is dead money. I completely don't agree with that. Reality is rent gives you a social benefit. You get to live in that property and somewhere to sleep at night and shelter and a lifestyle benefit of that space. And so rent is actually giving you something. It's not dead money, right? And the same thing is to think about mortgage interest. That's dead money too. That goes to a bank. Yes, it allows you to hold the property, but it's also dead money. And so whenever someone's thinking about buying a property, we've also got to really reframe them as to what they need to be thinking about with the property is the interest is dead money, right? It's money that's gone to the bank. And when you're thinking about what your repayment is, you really need to split it down to, let's say your repayments are $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Like what portion of that is interest, right? And that might be, half, or it might be 60%, right? And then what rent am I saving by not renting? And how is that comparing to the interest? And then the actual other part of the payment that you're paying to the bank each month is actually saving. So the principal part of your repayment is actually your mortgage going down, and you'll get that money back one day when you sell, as long as you bought an asset that went up in value. Then you get that savings back. So I think when people are looking at the move from renting versus owning, they should be comparing their rent to the interest cost, and then the capital portion is what they're trying to save every month. And I think that allows people to sort of navigate that repayment a bit and go, oh, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm moving from $3,000 a month to $5,000 a month, but I'm only really substituting my rent for my interest, which is the same. And then the $2,000 extra is paying off my mortgage.
Yeah,
That's a
which makes
really
sense because, sorry, Kate, you go.
I was just saying that's a good way to frame it, because you hear the rent money is dead money getting thrown around all the time, but no one ever talks about interest being dead money or thinking about what they're paying there, do they?
Absolutely. And if you buy a property that's not going up, it's exactly the same thing, right? Because you buy $1 million property and it's still $1 million in 10 years' time, and you paid all this interest. Well, that's the same as if you just rented, and you would have had maintenance costs, and you would have had repairs, and other things that make it more expensive than renting. And so if it's not going, that's why it's so important to buy a quality asset, because if you're not buying an asset that's going up, then rent money, interest money, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
Did you have something, Owen?
Oh, no. I was just going to say it just makes sense. Not many people think about it like that. They just see what's coming out of their pocket, right? And they don't really think about which parts of it go where.